everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Paola, and today I have a very special guest. Lane, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Love Times Infinity?
Hi, I'm Lane Clarke. I'm the author of Love Times Infinity that comes out, or maybe it came out already, on July 26th. It is about a high schooler, Michi, who has struggling to write her college essay, struggling with her self-confidence, her value in herself. And when she meets a new star basketball player who takes an interest in her, she has to start facing the things about her that make her lovable.
That is just such a fantastic plot. And I love finding like really smart, dedicated, like academically dedicated girls find
Yes. She is
their,
very into the books. But yeah, it's like, the book nerds, we deserve love too. So that's definitely what happens.
If you could describe Michi and Derek in three words only, what would they be?
So Derek would definitely be soft, supportive, and funny. I think he's just I tried to make him like as soft as possible because I was like, teenage boys, like, they need to see themselves being soft and vulnerable, and they can cry and they can do all those things that I feel like a lot of times they're told that they shouldn't be or can't do. And Michi, I know that was way over 3 words. Michi, just determined, loyal, and loving.
Oh, I love that. And I loved what you said about Derek, about him being like soft and vulnerable. I think for the most part, teenage boys are that, but we as a society don't like allow them to express that, which is really, really sad.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, just like, I want you to be soft. I want you to show all your emotions. And I think if we open the door for them to be able to do that, then that would just be really helpful.
Definitely. We do need more soft boys out here. And speaking of a different relationship, I love the exploration in the familial relationship between Michi and her grandma. So was that something you knew you'd be exploring from the start, or did it like creep up on you as you revised?
Definitely wanted to explore it from the start. Michi has a very similar relationship to her grandmother that I have with my grandmother. I was raised by my grandmother as well. So I knew that that was going to be her family dynamic as far as how she was raised and how she grew up. I don't think I anticipated her grandmother kind of becoming such a big character on her own, but she has such a big personality that she kind of just made her way into more and more of the scenes. But that was definitely, it was always my intent to have like a very involved grandmother.
Love that. I love that. Grandmas are so underrated.
They really are. They really are. It's like your mom, but better, kind of.
Yes, 100% yes. What's something that you wish you could say to Michi if she suddenly became a real human being?
I think I would just tell her to have more grace with herself. I think she's so hard on herself, and I think a lot of teenagers and really people in general are. We can lend so much grace to other people, but then when it comes to ourselves, we're just so much harder on ourselves. And so I would definitely tell her, just like, be kind to yourself, have grace, like show the same amount of love to other that you show others to yourself, because, and I think that's, I mean, a message even I could use probably more most days.
And what do you think she would say to you?
She would probably be like, okay. You're old, you're supposed to say that. But I hope somewhere deep down she would internalize it. But she would definitely brush me off at first, like,
Yeah.
okay, whatever. Like she does her grandma. Like, okay, you're like paid to say that. You're my grandmother.
I love that. And that's just like, I think when we're teenagers, it's very typical to go like, okay, you think you know everything, don't
Right.
you?
You've never been a teenager ever. It's like,
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So this next bit is a game. It is a book. Would you rather? So would you rather secretly love a book everyone else hates or secretly hate a book that everyone else loves?
Mm. I feel like I'd rather hate a book that everyone else loves, only because I feel like if everyone else loves it, then there's probably something like really valuable in it that maybe I just didn't connect with. Versus,
Mm,
I feel like when I love a book everyone hates, it's probably like a good reason that everyone hates. Like, there's something in it that just kind of maybe went over my head or something, and there's
yeah.
like valid. So I'd probably prefer to just hate one that everyone else loves, because then everyone else can get joy out of it, and I'll just be over here like, no.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. I never really thought about it that way. But yeah, I love that reasoning. Would you rather have dinner with your favorite dead author or your favorite dead character?
I think my favorite dead author, only because if I had the chance to just like sit down with Toni Morrison or something, I think she just has like so much wisdom to give. And just like being in her presence, like I would just want to like soak some of it up. So yeah, definitely dead author.
That's a great dead author to meet.
Yeah, it's so, I just remember the day she passed and I was just like,
Hmm,
no.
I know. Would you rather live in a fairy tale or in a romance novel?
Definitely a romance novel. They're just so fun, and I love love. Like, wish I could just like get into all my favorite like rom com books and movies. And fairy tales, like I don't know, they're kind of scary. I don't think I would survive a fairy tale, to be honest.
They are. And the politics in the fairy tales are like super weird. Yeah, I get
Yeah.
it. Would you rather forget all your favorite series and discover them all over again, or remember all the details of every book you've read?
I would definitely love to forget and experience it all over again. I feel like I'm always wishing for that. Like I could just like experience a book for the first time again. And I feel like there's a lot of books I've read where like I don't really care to remember all the details.
That's a yeah. Remembering all the details sounds like exhausting on the
Right.
brain.
Like I don't have the brain power for that.
Yeah. Would you rather have a friend who loses your books or one who dog ears them?
Oh gosh, that's so hard because like dog-eared pages like legit hurt my spirit. But I guess I prefer a dog-eared one because then I at least know that there was like things in it that they like
Mhm.
wanted to make note of. And if it was lost and it was like a copy that I like was special or signed or something, that would just like destroy me. So yeah, dog-eared.
And finally, what do you hope readers take away from Love Times Infinity?
Yeah, I just hope they get kind of a new perspective on, what it is to grow up as a child of sexual assault, a child who wasn't necessarily wanted their whole life. I think, especially now, there's a lot of conversations and a lot of voices being thrown around, but not really from the children who are affected. So I hope it just kind of maybe opens people's minds, opens their heart for sure, and just invites them into the conversation from a new perspective.
I love that. And I love books that are like that, that books that make you really think
Mm-hmm.
about where your position is and about things that you've said in the past. That's
Yeah.
definitely, yeah, like preconceived notions. I like books that challenge those. So this is obviously part of your book tour. And I'm very, very excited to share it with people. And I'm very excited to see everybody's post. So I will link the launch post where the schedule is down below so that you can check out everybody's amazing reviews and all the things that they choose to do for the book. Lane, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much.
I hope nothing but the best for Love Times Infinity, for Mitchie and Derek. And people at home, remember to check the description below for buy links and for the tour post so that you can check out everybody else's things. And yeah, Thank you for watching, and we will see you in another one. Bye.